Uh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey there, welcome to Ask TJ About Marketing. I'm your host, Terry Johnson from Terry Johnson Online. I'm a marketing specialist and I have several years experience in marketing research, marketing strategy, and advertising. So we're here today to talk about basic marketing questions that you may have, and you want to get that information because you want to grow your business or your brand online, on social media. Everybody's doing that right now. So you may have some marketing questions that you need answers to. So this is the place where you'll get those answers. So let's get right into today's question. Are you ready? Here it is. Value. Then he said there's a lot of hard work that goes into learning and growing as an entrepreneur, especially when you're just starting out. The most important part of the equation is that you're able to pass on what you learn to others. Value through teaching. What is what we aim to do here? Value. Everything here is a value statement. Is there anything that says buy? Then he has his value. Here's the links to his latest podcast, and I believe he does one every day. Wow, here's a buy. It's not plastered in my face. It's value, buy. Gary calls this jab, right hook.
Right hook, right.
This is a perfect example of jab, right hook. Value, buy. How many people you think listen to this podcast and buy that book? Well, he showed us in a little pie chart that he had. It wasn't the numbers, but it was, the numbers are there. So that's what I mean about the value. Everything he's providing is all value. The buy is when you scroll past all of this information, but this is so enticing as, okay, how do I start? Well, he tells you how to start. Your first 3 steps to financial freedom and fulfillment. Join the Fire Nation newsletter. Then he's got something scrolling he got a podcast here scrolling at the bottom. There's a buy, but it's not in my face. I've got lots of other stuff to see. These numbers, these stats are just astronomical, but he started, and if we look at his about, because he's going to tell you. So you can look at all this. And he goes into value. If you're tired of spending 90% of your day doing things that you don't enjoy and only 10% doing things you love, then you're in the right place. My goal with Entrepreneurs on Fire is to deliver the inspiration and strategies you need to fire up your entrepreneur journey and create the life you've always dreamed of. He's interviewed over 3,000 incredible entrepreneurs: Tony Robbins, Seth Godin, Gary Vaynerchuk, Barbara Corcoran, Tim Ferriss, and many more. All those names. But before he started this EOF, his journey was full of struggle and searching. And he's got a video. Look at this. He's got a video. So he was an active duty Army officer, tried law school, corporate finance, commercial real estate, and none of that worked. And then he's got more information. Yes, his wife, Kate, he mentions he's under more deep. Kay and I moved. His wife has her own thing, her own podcast about, I forgot what it's about. Let me see. Did he put a link to that? So he's got a book. There's lots of value here. He's got a freedom journal. He's got a mastery journal. These are all printed books that you can order. And they help you. And he's explained. Now he's got a podcast journal. I didn't even know he did that. So he goes into my journey. Value. He goes into more of his story. Where's the buy?
There's nothing. There's join the community, learn more. There's all about here's
the buy up here. It's not slapping me in the face like a red or this or boom. It's there. when I read more about him and listen, and that play button will tell me that's a listen. I'm gonna click on it. Okay, so there's a play button. You click it, you're gonna hear more. You're gonna do all of those things. You're gonna look at all of this and go, wow, this is something I've been thinking about. Let me get started. He's got a book. He's got journals. He's got all the value tools to help me. And then at the top, interested in being a guest on Entrepreneurs on Fire, click here to learn more. It's probably a form where you fill out and you say, who you are and what you talk about, your topic and interest and stuff, because that is how he makes content.
He's giving back. Mm-hmm. He's giving back. So we could go on there and apply but he's not telling you had to be some big shindig to do it.
He's done those. He's done 3, almost 4,000. He's talked to everybody. He's talked to Gary. He's talked to Tony Robbins. He's talked to those people probably several times. So this is where you get the content of what is his value statement. It's about helping you get to where he is because he's done it. I know all of the tricks. I know not the tricks. I know all the pitfalls. I know all the stumbles. I know what you need to know. I've got the tools and the value and everything to do it. But did he do this overnight is my question. Heck no.
He took the time to build this. Okay, so here's the thing. He's been doing it consistently.
That's it. He does. It's one a day. Probably weekday. I'm not sure if it's all 7 days. I'm probably not, but that's a lot.
He does them but he's consistent about recording it and posting. Yeah. Record and post, record and post, record and post.
But he didn't start out day one Fire Nation. He didn't start out with all those journals and all those books and the course. He didn't start with those things. And I know because I've been following him for a long time. I know he didn't start out with those things. I know he didn't because I've seen it. But now I just remember, I was like, oh, that guy that always talking about all I can remember was the EOF and the fire and the podcast. And then now when I come here to the new site, which looks is very well laid out, is enticing. The stats are staggering. What he makes in a month, staggering. But that didn't fall out of the sky is my point. This did not fall out of the sky.
Not at all. And it's very encouraging that you can, if that's what you want, if you want to do that. See, I think he enjoys bringing value more than making the money. He enjoys helping people.
It's obvious. This is not the lazy way to money. This is work involved. And guess what? He's been doing it for a while. He has a system. I always say systems will save you. We're going to talk about that at a future date. But systems will save you. Oh, how do I get all the work done? Systems. Do you rebuild the system every time? Nope.
See, nope. I'm glad you're talking about that, and you're going to put that on the calendar for a later date, because I was just reading a book, and the guy was talking about...
what's the name of the book? The name of the book? You remember?
Atomic Habits.
Okay, yeah, I have that one. I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, he said that instead of you can set your goal, but the better thing is a system, because the system will get you to the goal.
The system will help you. The system will save you. The system will make it easy. I was just going to say, in New York, we have something called MTA, Metropolitan Transit Authority. That thing is over 100 years old. The subways here are old. Did they rebuild them? No. They just added on one, I think was 2nd Avenue. They're adding lines on. They're always repairing, rebuilding, remodeling, making it better. And all the time. But do they make it from scratch? No. And your goal, and because a lot of people focus on, I got to get this and I got to do that, and I got to, they're focusing on the end result instead of the system. Right. Now, I didn't say it was perfect, because I hear that South Korea has a better subway system. Kudos to them. I wish we had what they had there. Theirs is clean. They have it where the train, they have a
But
like
they
a
haven't had it.
see-through thing
But
that
they
the
haven't had
screen.
it for 100 years.
No, they haven't had 100 years, and
So
that's the thing. We can't do that. They could do that, but it's not gonna be overnight. Is my point.
you would have to tear up a lot of stuff, and
Right.
then would enter. But the point is, there is a system. There, the system works.
The system works, but you got to get one. It's easy to do one.
Right, but it will require you to sit down
Mm-hmm.
and have a plan.
Yes, but you only do that once. You only do that once, and then you go, well, what works? This worked when I try it. That didn't work. Make a note, and you
make an adjustment.
Right, make an adjustment. So I really wanted to get into value, because you hear that, oh, I'm providing value, and people think they're doing it because they're online. They have a Facebook page, they have an Instagram page, they have a LinkedIn, they're posting. But okay, you've got to provide value, and it's getting harder. While I'm talking about this, it's getting harder because of those two letters. One starts with an A. It's going to get harder. And you guys know, because you see it. It's everywhere. It's starting to be everywhere now. And the things that they're talking about, what AI is going to do, is going to knock a lot of things out. But what it does is it's going to make it to where you have to provide things that people actually want, not junk. It has to be value.
And okay, here's the thing: if you are not providing value, why would people pay you?
Exactly. PBS wouldn't raise any money if the stuff they were putting out was junk. They put out quality stuff, valuable, provides value. So that's why I was talking about the EOF, and then I was, got to this point when I was listening to Mario, and then another video that they were talking about something, and I was like, okay, the value part of it, because we throw it out. Oh, just provide value. And I think people don't understand what that is, especially now when it gets harder and harder and harder and harder. Because you put out regular old stuff. I've seen that. And we kind of just, I say, stop the scroll. You got to stop the scroll. What does your content provide value? Does it stop the scroll for a second to get them to slow down and look and go, what is that? Oh, EOF. Fire Nation podcasting. And you could, and the thing is, you could say, well, I could just go to Google, or now ChatGPT, but ChatGPT, that might not be correct. It might not be right. So Google, you gotta sort through all of the stuff.
So the definition is, value is the worth of something, either in terms of cash or importance.
Right.
As a verb, it means holding something in high regard, or determine how much something is worth. Right. So
I like that, determining how something is worth, because we're talking about your audience. What is valuable to them? Not what you think as the business owner creator. And that's why I brought up the lady in the Gary Vaynerchuk video, because she thinks she's providing value. Oh, I want more women to watch. And Gary says, yeah, that will happen. More people will watch it. Why? Because he knows he started out with a YouTube channel where nobody was watching. Now look at what he has when he does things on YouTube or Instagram or online. People watch. And it's not just him.
What would have happened had he stopped? We probably would not know who he is.
True. But he always talks about that because this is what people bring up. Well, you got a crew of 30 people following you around and filming you and cutting up video. He says, but I didn't start out with that. Same thing with John Lee. He didn't start out with what he has today. It was built with value. Built with value.
So it's built with and built on value. Your company has to be built on the value you provide.
Yes. Yes. And then it's because people think social media is this social media market is this ATM machine. You just spit the money out. No. It can be like that, but when you know what you're doing, have a plan and a system, then it will spit out like an ATM. That's John Lee Dumas. He's on that level. It just comes, it just spits on out.
But
He just
but it's
doesn't.
like what in the old days, in order for the pump to pump out the water, you had to put a little bit of
Prime
water
it.
in there,
Yeah.
and then you had to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until the water began to gush.
You had to
But then you
prime.
still had to still work the pump to keep it
Yes.
going. You couldn't.
Yeah. And see, now we have this, wonderful water system. You just go to the sink and turn it, and there's the water. But it wasn't like that in my grandmother's day. She had a
No.
farm, and trust me, there was no, no, there was the pump.
Mark says, in terms of value, part of the equation is also taking responsibility for what we want. In order to gain the full worth, you have to know your intention. For what purpose are you showing up? What is it that you want to walk away with? Too often, we wait until after workshops, presentations, trainings, and etc., and are critical for not getting what we wanted. Did we ask for it or hope that psychic energy would enable them to provide it for us?
Thank you, Mark. You always have insightful comments. I love that you said that. Yes, the providing value part is not the beginning. And I'm glad that you brought this up. It's like I always say, what's your why? You got to know your why first. Why are you here? Why are you doing it? Because if you don't know, you can't convey that message to the people that you want to buy what you're offering. You're right. You have to start there. You have to know your why. You have to know your intention, and what purpose you're showing up for. All of that. What do you want to walk away? All of that is wrapped up in your why. So you got that part. You've got to have that part first. But a lot of people are skipping over that or glossing over that and getting straight to the I want, like the lady on the video. I want more women to listen, and Gary's like, okay, that can happen, but it will happen if you have all the steps like Mark just said, and the value and all of that. So you definitely need that, but you can't get to the value, providing the value, until you know all of that stuff. And that's why I'm glad I remembered the Entrepreneur on Fire guide, because it's all laid out. If you go back to his about page, it's all laid out there. He explains what he's doing. It's like the purpose is to provide help, a community, insight, steps, tools, because I went through it, so you don't have to suffer all the stuff that I did. Come along with me on this journey. So you go in and you buy into it, because you're getting the value. So he didn't just start out going, well, all right, well, I'm going to sell this podcasting course. Just buy it. That's not there. There's a whole customer journey there laid out, from doing it, from walking the walk, talking the talk, and all that, and being in the thick of it, starting out with nothing. And he put that in there, starting out with nothing. Gary puts that in, starting out with nothing. A lot of these people, Tony Robbins is one that they talk about, starting out with nothing. But you'll see the end result, and that's what you want. And that's okay. We all want that. That's a goal to work towards, but what are the steps you're taking to get there? Providing the value. Not going to ChatGPT and copying and pasting and going, well, it came from ChatGPT. It must be. It's not a magical thing like that. It's a tool. Now, I hope this discussion that we had today about today's marketing question helps you in some way to better understand marketing strategy, and those things you need to do to grow a business or brand online with social media today. So these questions are designed to give you some basic information. So if you have additional questions, or you need a little bit more clarification, or you need some, you're not really sure, reach out to me, Terry Johnson Online, at terryjohnsononline.com, or go to your favorite social media platform and find me. Just search for Terry Johnson Online, and I'm on all the major platforms. So just reach out, give me a message, and let me know what questions you have, and I will try to answer them. Okay, so I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you next time.
Yeah. Yeah. yeah.